Hello everybody, Shadefyre here, and welcome back to the final station. Last time we passed through some more overrun places in the snow, and still on our way to Metropole. Picked up some folks. You know, I'm glad that you don't have to micromanage multiple broken things in each travel section. She really doesn't have tolerance for these people. What's that supposed to mean? I will say this scientist guy seems to be in the know far more than anyone else we've met. We've heard good things about Vermindwhite, his father, but we haven't really heard too much about Armandwhite, his son, who currently runs the country, and the council. Okay, so he's going to withhold information from us for now. Almost like maybe he doesn't want us to hear about it. Got another message from one of the few people left. Well, there goes another train driver. Overrun by the, probably the infected more than they. The invaders? The visitors? What do we call them? I mean, if we're going with the Strugatsky terminology here, they should be called the visitors, hence the visitation. Speaking of military bases, this looks like one. So we should be able to find some handy stuff here. At the very least, some supplies. Go to David, second facility. This is urgent. So is David a place? You'd think a military base might have had a better chance against infection, but I guess they can't really do too much about the capsules. And they would have stood no chance against them, but as far as we know, they aren't this far south yet. Got some trains here. The carcass is installed. I wonder what that could mean. diesel engine is installed. Everything is ready to be tuned. Still issues with the manual brake. Check the carriage mounting. Is this maybe starting to look a little familiar? Oh, I thought I hit the little guy. I guess I did? I just didn't kill him? The blacksmith didn't leave any records, and we can't set up mass production without him. He's too busy building the Guardian. Proposal for shutting down the experimental train production. And of course we are driving an experimental train, so it is safe to assume that this is where they were trying to mass produce the type of train that we're currently driving, as was mentioned by that scientist who knows a little too much. For whatever reason, without the blacksmith here, they couldn't get it working. Oops. I didn't mean to throw that. So I'm curious about that carcass thing, because I don't know if that's just a bad translation for, like, chassis, or if there is actually some sort of alien corpse inside of our train that powers it and protects us. Ah, get off my biculum. Wow, that didn't kill him either? The carcass is ready. Check the shaft fastening. Oh, there's that sound again. And that almost looks like it's built with the capsules, or smaller versions of them. Production is being shut down. All work in the second facility is halted. Belus AX-02 reactors to be placed in the isolated container for personnel's safety. Waiting for the further instructions. So is it possible that the infection here actually came from this thing not being properly stored? Okay, there's our code. We still didn't get an operating Belus model. I sent one model north for fixing, which is the one we ended up with. Once it's fixed and sent back, I'll have a detailed report. We don't need to continue financing a project that leads nowhere. Price we paid for these reactors. From the thousands of people that went to get them, only 7 came back. So clearly, these are from the zone of visitation. Yeah. Technologies from the first visitation zone. Well, he recognizes our train. The question is, what exactly did they do to fix our train that made it work, when all the other ones didn't? Like, who did they send it to? Because the blacksmith is in Metropole. Another injured fella. This guy's hungry. How did he resign yesterday? When did this infection happen? Oh, shit. I foolishly gave food to someone who didn't need it. What sort of horrible incident happened that 2,000 people died from a train not stopping? Alright, let's pop this guy a medkit. Gee, I wonder what kind of infection you could have got. You complaining about that missing arm again. Alright, that's it. I don't have stuff for a medkit. That guy's gonna need a medkit pretty quick once we leave. The mansion, do you say? So yeah, this one's a bit weird because this one isn't a town, it's just some guy's mansion. Yep, old man Dracula had them build a station here. This maybe look a little familiar to you? Glowing white eyes, the insignia kind of circle behind him. Almost like we've seen something like this before. Theodore, unfortunately I have to decline. I'm afraid even your position and personal connections with the members of council cannot affect my decision. I must inform you that I passed your message directly to the General Prosecutor. I sincerely hope that he won't spare you. Prepare to be searched. So there was something suspicious going on here, and somebody reported this fella. Prohibition of vivisection. I wonder what kind of things this old man was into. Ominous, but sounds like a door was unlocked. Been a while since we've seen one of those breakable walls. Oh, isn't that pleasant? He's got a nice little death pit to drop people who are sitting around the table. And some infection going on down here. Dead body, train driver's uniform, bunch of packages. I wonder if something bad could have happened to the last person who passed through here. Corpses. Missing pieces of corpses. So yeah, this guy was a little bit more than just creepy. There was some pretty grim shit happening here. Presumably before everything fell apart. Alright. So this is a new enemy. They just kind of latch on... Oh, well, I broke him. Well, that's new. But yeah, they're a new type of enemy. We won't be seeing very many of them, but they just kind of latch onto you and you gotta punch them off before they bite you. Also, it looks like maybe he was storing the black ooze that comes out of people as they become infected. And pumping it all down here. So, presumably he killed quite a few people. Quite a few infected people and drained them. But what's here at the bottom? Oh look, an old man. Who is drinking this black goop. Perhaps he is trying to gain the beneficial effects that were mentioned, the rare beneficial effects that this could have, but presumably it didn't work and now he's just going to become one of them. We can't do anything with him, we can't execute him or take him with us, we just leave him here to his folly. Goodbye, creepy old murderer. You can see here he even has like a pitfall leading up the hill. It might be safe to assume he was actually actively infecting people and then draining them for their black juices. And perhaps even eating them, which is why some of these bodies are missing pieces. So, you know, it's not quite a bizarre tunnel in some alternate dimension, but it is still pretty creepy. Let's not linger here. And again, we pretty much saw everything there, so it's not like the game ever goes into detail about exactly what was happening here. It's all left up to your imagination for the most part. Anyhow, that'll do it for this episode of The Final Station. Next time we, once again, continue our journey to Metropole, so the Guardian can be activated.